how to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now, an improper fraction is a fraction where your numerator, your top number, is bigger than your denominator, which is your bottom number. Now, we're going to convert 7/2 into a mixed number. So let's have a look what 7/2 actually looks like. So on the board, I have put 2 halves together, and that's the equivalent of 1 whole. So I'm going to group the others into groups of 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one, 7. So we can see that we have 1 whole there, another one there, and another whole there. And we've got 1 left over, 1/2 left over. So that's the same as 3 wholes. And we have got 1/2 left over. So 7/2 is equal to 3 and 1/2. Our next question, we're going to convert 11/3 into a mixed number. So 3/3 is the same as 1 whole. So I'm going to group them into groups of 3. So there we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, another 2, 10, and last one, 11. So as you can see on the board, they're not all level, doesn't matter. So there we have 1 whole, 2 wholes, and 3 wholes, and we have 2/3 left over. So quite easily we can see that that gives us 3 wholes, and left over we have 2/3. So 11/3, or 11/3, is equal to 3 and 2/3. Okay, so our last question I'm going to go over with you is convert 14/6 into a mixed number. Now I'm going to group these into groups of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3. Just bear with me while I get this all onto the board. 4, 5, and 6. So we can see that 6/6 is the same as 1 whole. Okay, so that's us got 6 there. 7, 8, oops, there is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I will get there eventually, don't worry. 12, 13, and 14. There we are. Okay, so there's 1 whole there, another whole, and underneath that's what we've got left over. So we can see that gives us 2 wholes. And our remainder, what's left over, is 2/6. Now, another way of doing that would be taking the 14 and dividing it by 6. So 14 divided by 6, which is what we're doing, we're going to say 14 divided by 6 is 2, remainder 2. Okay, so this number here gives us our whole number to our answer. So if we have 14/6, that gives us 2. And this number here, our remainder, that tells us how many 6ths are left over. So we can see that we have 2/6 left over. Now we could simplify that further by dividing our fraction 2/6 by 2, which would then gives us 2 and 1/3. There we go. So now over to you. I'm going to give you 3 questions. I'm going to ask you to convert these into mixed numbers, 9/2, 15/4, and 129/5. So if you press pause just now, give them a try, and then once you're ready to go through your answers, hit play again. Welcome back. So the first question you had was convert 9/2 into a mixed number. So to start this one off, I'm just going to show you what 9/2 looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our last one, 9. So hopefully you could see from your working that you had 4 wholes, and your remainder was 1/2. So 9/2 is this equivalent, or is equal to 4 and 1/2. Your next question was convert 15 quarters into a mixed number. So for this one, I'm just going to do a rough sketch. So this is what your working would probably look like, if not neater. So there we have 4 quarters. Each of these represents a quarter. So we have 4 quarters equal to 1 whole. So that's 4. We can fit in another 4 underneath. There's 8. Another 4 takes us up to 12. So that's us got 12 quarters. The question is 15 quarters. So there's 12, 13, 14, and 15 quarters. So that represents 15 quarters. Here we have 3 wholes, and our remainder down the bottom is 3 quarters. So your final answer, converting 15 quarters into a mixed number, is 3 and 3 quarters. In your last question, you were asked to convert 129 fifths into a mixed number. Now, I wouldn't expect you to sit there and draw out 129 fifths. If you did, that's totally fine. However, another way of doing it is taking 129 and dividing by 5. Just do that at the side. In this situation, we can't divide 1 by 5, so we're going to carry it. 12 divided by 5 is 2, remainder 2. 29 divided by 5 is 5, and we have a remainder of 4. So this gives us 25 remainder 4. And as before, we said this gives us our whole number. So that's 25. And this number here, the 4, that tells us how many fifths are left over, which tells us we have 4 fifths left over. So 129 fifths is equal to 25 and 4 fifths.